everybody. Welcome back to Space Engineers. It's been a little bit, in the world anyway. The sun has come around. As you can see here, all of the solar panels are lit up now. So, this is the moment where I need to talk, to Craig P. You were right. I'm sorry. And here's what he was right about. I did manage to finally close off this part. But here's what he was right about. He said that the Freya battery management does not do well with multiplayer worlds. And he was right. It is now registering as day mode here. But even with the solar panels lit up on the back there, and the sun in full access to those solar panels, it was still registering night mode. I had to go through and rerun the program. I had to go in here, do all of this, and tell it to run. Because now that this is just a single-player world, Freya should play nice. I'm hoping, anyway. Oh, and if you want proof it's the middle of the night, it's almost 3 AM. Anyway. But I'm recording for you guys, and I was on a kick, so I'm like, why not? So this is the state of the base right now. And, to answer the question that Abendschild had when he was here, yes, I am putting another pillar here on this side. I've gone through and I've started working on it. I'm goodness gracious, still a little bit phlegmy. Yeah, I switched my mic off for a second. You didn't need to hear that. It was a little gross. But anyway, I'm going through and mapping where the pillar needs to be. Just aesthetics and all that good stuff. So why don't we go through and see the process a little bit. What I have been doing. No, not yet. Wait, because it has to be a little bit camouflaged. No, don't do that. I am going through and immediately welding these blocks. Because I need a basic outline of where this lower part of the pillar is going to be. It'll look neat when it's finished. At least I think so anyway. You can tell me whether or not it is. It does look neat in the comments. But for now, we're just going through and building it up and making sure that everything's where it needs to be. And I think I have the overall shape now. So I can go through and... Oops! Missed a spot. Missed a spot. Okay. That's good. So I'll go through, and I know these need to be in place. I can do the other stuff later. Oh, steel plates. Flying around is actually a lot of fun. Shouldn't do it too much. Especially on a planet. I really, really do not recommend this. I need lots and lots of steel plates. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just counted off 20 in my head as I was doing that. Transfer the interior plates over here. Made up a bunch of those because I actually need lights in here. Behind the blast door, I put in some ramps. Just because reasons. I'm not entirely sure why I put them in, but they look good. Some ramps to come down here with. And as far as the interior is concerned, I know I might be making you dizzy, I'm sorry. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna come down. I haven't built the roof yet because I'm gonna put like a command station observatory deck here. I'm not 100% certain how big I'm gonna make it. Probably just 4 blocks out and 3 blocks down, because I want the middle to be 2, because there's going to be roof, empty space, and then the main control floor and everything here, and of course some stairs and ramps and whatnot to get down to the floor here. But the reason I'm going 2 blocks here is lighting. And you can't do lighting all that well because, unlike medieval engineers, space engineers does not support double layering of objects. You can't put 2 objects in the same space. You can in medieval engineers, but try to do it in space engineers and the game looks at you funny. Now, do I have a whole lot of experience in medieval engineers? No. None whatsoever. I don't even own the game, guys. I'm sorry. I don't. So I was planning on doing a particular video, and it may come out before this one, where I go through and I just open a dialogue with Keen Software House. Because I was, again, in a live stream with Zockley. And 1 second. Sorry, swallowed a little bit of spit there. It wasn't fun, but I was in a live stream. Well, I wasn't technically in the live stream, I was just kind of spectating it, but neither here nor there, semantics. With Zockley. He was running his Friday night stream, and he reminded me and let me know that he was going through and speaking with the art department. I don't know if it was a singular person. I don't 100% remember whether it was a single person or it was a couple of people in the department. But there is a discussion going on right now at Keen Software House about female engineers being vanilla. I do not have any news to give on that front. I imagine that it might be something that is being put together. Do not quote me on that, because that is not official word whatsoever. It's been since Friday since I spoke with Zockley, so take it with a grain of salt. But things are happening, you know? And that is one of the things that really seriously endears me to some of the smaller companies like Keen Software House. They can come through and they can make great games like Space Engineers and really be receptive to their audience. Like, if anybody in the community has any sort of gripe whatsoever, they can go on to the Keen Software House forums, make their concern known. They do have a suggestions thread. I have read it several times, especially in concerns with a female engineer model. And all of the opinions there are pretty much what you would expect them to be on any forum of any kind. Mixed, mostly. Let's bring this pillar down to the ground, shall we? But that's basically the overall aesthetic of the pillar. It will look pretty when it's done. Back to Keen Software House, forums, female engineer models. There has been discussion, and there has been discussion on the forums about this particular topic since 2014, but I don't think it's been brought to the attention of Keen as much directly. I think it's just been something that people have talked about on the forums, and they haven't really been serious about bringing it to anybody at Keen. They've just been talking amongst themselves. Yeah, screwed up in her Jersey accent, it's okay. Church lady. Dana Carvey. Genius, look it up. Yeah, Dana Carvey is a genius. But to know that in a live stream or something like that, you know, even with somebody who isn't, shall we say, quote unquote, part of the development team down there at Keen, I forgot to set my timer, so I'll finish this point in this pillar and well, not the whole pillar, but yeah. Anyway, but the fact that it can be brought to a member of the team who is not necessarily directly involved with the development, isn't on the art team, isn't on the programming end or anything like that, but it can be brought to somebody and it can be looked at seriously, and that is just a great thing. It speaks well, one, to Zockley as a person, you know, caring about the audience and giving some feedback, because it was the first thing he said to me when I got in on this stream. He was like, "Oh, Duchess, oh, you're here." So that was cool to be referenced directly. It was kind of cool. But he cares enough to be the first thing out of his mouth when he sees me. He's like, "Oh yeah, I talk to people and things might happen. I can't give you a definitive answer, but I talk to people." And even that's a big step, you know. Voila. That's the overall aesthetic of the pillar. I think it's going to turn out really pretty. But yes, Keen Software House, amazing people. They really do care. Really, really care. The culture at that particular development studio is very much bodes well. And to finalize the point, yeah, if you're in a multiplayer world, be wary of the Freya's battery mod, because it's a little bit wonky in multiplayer worlds, and I have no idea why. I am not a scripter, I am not a modder. I can't even remotely explain why it doesn't work. Craig P. could, very likely, but I cannot. But that is it for today. I will jump up here because it's fun. I'm very much looking forward to the finishing of this base, and I think some of the subsequent episodes are going to be probably building a welding ship, because this is really annoying to go through and do all by hand. As you can tell, very likely. And I'm not even centered on my person. But anyway, that is it for this episode. Do send a like and subscribe, everybody. I read all of the comments. I cherish all the likes. I pay attention to how many subscribers there are. Until next time, Dutchie. Bye.